Peace to the gods and goddesses. Welcome to another beautiful ass, magical ass moment in time, everyone. Let's get it in once again.
Finally made it here to live out my calling. For a man in love about me like a mental challenge. But now I'm headstrong.
Peace,
My
goddess.
life's a song. By the time he gets it, I'll
Hey,
be rocking
everyone.
on the radio. I am Nubian. I open my third eye. I walk the halls of a mentee. I bring death to life. I didn't sell my soul. Yeah, that shit got old. My rites of passage, cosmic elders, birth by pedestal. I don't need their fame.
No, they can keep that ish. I'm the holly of the wood, your peck is pecking at. Kick back, relax your mind. You can't blackball divine. I walk with spirits from spaces that will blow your mind. Feel my frequency, my quantum level up. Astronauts around me floating on my helium.
Standing here tall.
My power is my pride. Now I'm standing in my essence, it's my alibi.
What if the world could see through me?
Would I be my own choir? What instrument would I ride with?
What if the world could see through me?
Would I be my own choir? What instrument would I ride with? Look at the world throwing up, people in pain.
How sweet the sound. That's entering like me. I once was blind, but now I see that I'm power because of me. What if the world could see through me? Would I be my own choir? What instrument would I ride with? What
Look at
if
this
the
world
world
going
could see
down,
through me?
people in pain.
Would I be
Ain't
my
nobody
own choir?
paying.
What
Red
instrument
carpet
would
is
I
a
ride with?
parade.
What if the world could see through me? Would I be my own choir? What instrument would I ride with?
Peace, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful ass, magical ass moment in time, everyone. I am so super excited to bring you another massage from my higher brain, let's just say. I wanted to chime in to, talk to y'all just for a minute. Because, look, I want to share something with y'all, okay? First and foremost, I was going to play it, but I'm not going to play it. But Trump announced peace and safety. He announced a peace and safety deal. And this peace and safety deal that he announced, it was basically that him and all the Arab and the Muslim nations and everybody was coming together and they were going to be one big happy family and they're not going to fight anymore. They're not going to fuss and argue. They're just going to get along. But I'm not sure if you guys and gals have realized this or not, but this is how you are all kept in slavery. mind, body, and spirit. It's because basically WAR is announced, and then you're thinking that two sides are fighting against each other, but they're absolutely getting along. And then here it is, none of us at all have to suffer any of, let's just say, the people end up being BOMB, right? But none of their buildings are ever, destroyed, let's just say. Because here it is, they have you thinking that there's this big fight between them when they're laughing at the fact that here it is, they announce these things for us to WAR against each other. And then you find yourself picking a side, because then we find ourselves debating amongst our friends or family or loved ones. And then when we all start debating against each other, then here it is, we start choosing a side, which is what's happening right now. And everyone's walking around with some type of mask on, but it's interesting how every time your boy makes an announcement, he's in a room full of people and none of them have an mask on. So what's really going on here? And also keep in mind, I want to bring something up to you. Now, this is not a religious channel, okay? So for those of you who are out there who feel that y'all got to come teach me your religion, don't do that, okay? Because you're going to get blocked. I'm not into none of that at all. I am reading to you what is from your Bible, which means it's two, which means that there are a whole lot of books that they took out of your so-called Bibles that was rewritten by King George. And then they told you his name was King James. There was no J's before the 1600s. So I'm reading to you specific scribes that were taken out of ancient texts and specific books. All right? So don't do that. You ain't got to come over here and preach to me and teach me nothing. Now, especially when it comes to this. So look, in your Bibles, let's use the King James Version, okay? It says, okay, so your boy just announced peace and safety, right? But listen to this. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. Let me clear my throat. They will not escape. This, let's just say peace and safety was announced about a month ago when I told y'all that love and peace was completely taken off the planet. When my guides were sharing with me that we had those specific days, the countdown, this was when that was announced. Now, ever since then, for the past month or so, we've been noticing specific weather changes. We've been noticing specific FIRES of that nature, right? I have to spell things out so YouTube don't start spinning on my black ass. So look, I'm trying to point out to y'all that I really hope that you're paying attention, because while everyone is so busy arguing the semantics of if, your boy Jesus is real, if Yeshua is real, if, all the other religions are real, Buddha, if there are real, Mary, who is Isis, who is all these different characters that is actually the same exact people whose names have been changed to specifically fit your specific religions. And here it is, all of y'all are arguing and fighting, but you're arguing and fighting about the same exact thing. You're talking about the same exact beings. And even in your Bibles, remember, the Christ came and told y'all that there will be those that will do greater works than me. So many people are in the business of, let's just even go deep within talking about witchcraft and black magic, which has become very infamous, even that much more. But what is deep about it is that a lot of people are running towards magic, but not realizing that with magic, yes, that is our history. That is what our ancestors use. And many of you are starting to realize that. You're starting to remember that. So you're starting to say, oh, okay, well, since my ancestors use it, let me go to this witch or that witch and let me get a specific spell to either conjure something up or to help myself or to protect myself. But many of y'all are running towards witches who are calling up on specific demons and entities that, let's just say, there's always a more powerful demon than that one. And with every single time that you use magic, there's a price that comes with it. There's a lot of you who are selling magic to your customers. And these specific customers are, let's just say, going against the free will of others. You're still going to be held accountable for that. You're still going to be responsible for that. As well as there are those of you who are out there who are just player hating, who are just perpetrating a front, who are using specific dark magic to go against the spiritual people, not even realizing the forces that are behind these specific flame keepers. Let me be the bringer of grand news for the flame keepers and the bringer of bad news for you. Every single witchcraft, spell, speck of magic that you have even used against the righteous, trust me when I say it is already backfiring on you. And what's deeper about it too is that is so against the laws of the universe, so against the laws of cause and effect. And trust me when I say there are no laws at all in this universal construct unless they are universal laws. Everything else is statutes and codes. So many people are jealous of the flame keepers and the watchers and the chosen ones. And they're throwing magic to try to stop their progress, to try to break them, to try to suppress them, to try to mold them. Well, let me also keep all of you who have had specific attacks thrown at you. Let me remind you that, first of all, your angels and your guides, they allow you to be attacked. And I know you're like, wait, why? Well, we're coming into a time where you have to know what your powers are. And with great power comes great responsibility. So you cannot just walk through these realms and feel untouchable. Now, you are untouchable, but your guides allow you to have specific tests because under your specific attacks, keep in mind that as we get closer to December 21st, 2020, this is a time frame where they know specifically that there's a universal planetary alignment. During this planetary alignment, specific light codes within you are going to be activated as they are being activated now. But in order for you to be able to utilize those light codes within you and to activate those light codes within you, you had to have some type of test. You had to have some type of training grounds. So they usually allow you to be specifically attacked, and then they have you placed in a specific position where you're seeking your guides for help, and then they're reminding you of who you are and the power that you have deep within you. And then this is where, to me, where I find the twin flame journey to be one of the most brilliant journeys that has ever been introduced to all of us. Because along this path, many of you have been a part of spiritual groups, spiritual circles, friends, messengers, guides, those who were workers of dark and those who are workers of light. Many of you found yourself in a group of so-called spiritual friends who you thought had, let's just say, you thought they had the seal. You thought they had your best interest at hand. You thought they were working on the same side as you. but yet you realize that these were specific witches and demons and deities who have, let's just say, come about to, one, stop you from your birthright, and two, they were trying to suppress your shine. They were sent under your path specifically to try to stop you from receiving your birthright. Your job was to awaken to your mission in life. That's why you're placed around these specific bots. These specific bots, their job was to specifically notice those of you who are specific flame keepers. There have been specific individuals who have been under your groups of spiritual groups. And these specific individuals, you've called them your best friends. You've called them your friends. They've seemed to take a liking to you. They seem to go through just as much trauma as you. And then next thing you know, they turned on you. You either found out, if you pulled them inside of your work groups, you found out that they were spreading rumors in your work groups. They were spreading lies. They were even trying to stop you from what you were doing. They were telling people that were working with you, oh, they shouldn't do it like that. I would do it so different, and they're doing things all different, and they shouldn't work that way. Instead of them going to get their own group, instead of them going to shine their own light, they were trying to take from your light and capitalize off of you in effort to destroy you. But your guides allowed it up to a point because they were trying to give you tools for you to grow. Have you not also noticed that these specific friends and entities and deities that were part of these specific groups, you have gone on your path to become stronger, to become, let's just say, the flame keeper that you are. And a lot of them have gone off on their own path and have become fixated in one, either realms of the 7 deadly sins, or specifically fixated on jealousy, envy, chasing after some type of fame. They were chasing after some type of money. They were chasing after some type of wealth. In other words, these specific individuals were going after groups even. Let's just say that whatever their spiritual ritual was, they may have even been brought up in a church. They may have even been brought up in the Church of Satan. I don't know where they were brought up. But their specific Kundalini rising kicked in. And then instead of them using that energy to empower themselves to become the flame keepers of the earth, to help drop light codes to those of you that they were given downloads of, they begin to activate their root chakra, which is their lower chakra, and they begin to become Instagram models, Instagram hoes, and or some type of sexual demonic entity entered them to the point to where they started going after, let's just say, specific prostitution acts in front of and even behind the scenes. And for those of you who are watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also, we're receiving specific light codes right now for all of us to empower ourselves, to put us in a specific position for this specific battle of Armageddon that we're being activated for. Now, they've already announced peace and safety, and I just read to you one of the specific scriptures that talks about once they announce this specific peace and safety, how you are to also watch yourself. I also want to take you to another, one of my favorite books of the Bible, and that's Revelations 9. The 5th angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When the abyss opened, smoke rose from it like smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss, and out of the smoke locusts came down upon the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their forehead. They were not given power to kill them, but only to torture them for 5 months. And the agony they suffered was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes a man. During those days, men will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will run from them. This is very deep. The verse goes on. You can read it on your own. But this is very deep, but yet interesting, because there are so many of you out there who have made decisions to attack spiritual people, who have made deals with demons, devils, who have made you some type of broken promise that if you bring them a piece of candy, they were going to give you a piece of cake in exchange. But little did you know what was hiding in the midst of that cake. Little did you know how you were forfeiting your birthright on so many different levels, in so many different ways. My question to you today, to each and every one of you who are listening to me under the sound of my voice, is whatever it is that you were promised to attack the flame keepers. You may not have known that they were flame keepers when you were attacking them because of the jealousy and the manipulation and the vindictiveness and the animosity within your own heart. I'm seeing a vision now of even the wicked witch, when the wicked witch had water thrown on her and the wicked witch was like, I'm melting. It's like every single time you go to attack the flame keepers, they're being empowered even that much more. If you are a keeper of the flame, if you are a watcher, your attacks are giving you power. So think it not strange, the fiery trials that are to try you, but yet know that the time of the darkness that ruled this planet at once upon a time, it's over with, it's done. But yet you will find that there are specific people who are still, let's just say, trying to contract themselves with the devil. There are those who are still trying to find a way to put themselves in a specific position of power by making deals with the devil in hopes that they will, let's just say, be the leader of the next secret societies or illuminated ones, which means no illumination. Keep in mind that whatever it is that you have forfeited your birthright for, because remember, many are called, yet few are chosen. Why? Because a lot of y'all didn't answer the call. A lot of y'all are sitting around looking at others for your messages and wondering what they're going to bring to the table today, what they're going to say, what they're going to do. You have not tapped into your own inner essence of you, your own inner powers of you. You have given your powers away by being submissive to the attacks and feeling as if there's nothing that you can do. What I have learned on my journey is that each and every one of us has a call. Each and every one of us have a path that we have come down. It is not our job to individually attack someone else because of their own path. Just as you are workers of light, there are also workers of darkness. Just as you are workers of good, there are also workers of bad. But is it your job to continue to, let's just say, hurt, harm, and injure flame keepers because you're jealous of who it is that they are, because you're jealous or you feel fixated or you're wondering why is it that they have the power that they have? So you do everything in your power to either be that witch or go to a witch or go to someone to try to stop them from your shine. But little did you know that you have been planting seeds against your own damnation, and your puppet masters may or may not have told you that. Many of you already know that, but you don't care. Many of y'all have become so fixated in your realms of jealousy that jealousy has consumed you like an illness, like a virus. And it's like you're spending every waking moment of your life to do everything in your power to bring down the flame keepers, where your efforts are in vain. Because the flame keepers, for those of you who are out there who have been attacked, you're being empowered even that much more. And if you're paying attention, if you sit still and go deep within, your higher self will give you the light codes that you need to help yourself evolve past those specific attacks. Now, no matter what you have learned on your path, whether you started off one day and you grew up Christian and now you're the biggest, baddest witch of the West, there are specific tools that you have learned from a child all the way up until now. And the thing for you to realize is the real lies, but yet to be able to decipher that there's truth and lies in all things. And you must be able to decipher what's the truth and what's a lie. Now, as you're deciphering what's the truth and what's a lie, it is your job to, let's just say, filter out every single thing that you have learned in your life. And as you filter those things out, it's important for you to take the specific tools that you have learned, whether you learned it when you went to visit a Christian church, a Buddhist church, when you read the book of Bhagavad Gita, the book of Krishna, or the book of Thoth, or you may have become a tarot card reader, or you may have turned around and been going to the Church of Satan. There are specific tools that you have learned along your path. There are even specific gospel songs that many of you may even sing to give you specific powers. Don't listen to what other people are telling you to empower yourself. Don't listen when others are telling you that this is right or this is wrong, this is good or this is bad, because keep in mind, what has your truth been? Your truth is going to be consistent of whatever has helped empower you thus far along your journey. Now be mindful. There are those of you who are out there who are working for, let's say, workers of iniquity, workers of darkness, who have come against the flame keepers, who have put themselves in specific positions to hurt, harm, and injure, and try to even stop the shine of those of you who are out there who are called. But keep in mind that we are coming into a time to where if you think that the attacks that have come up on you now are heavy, then you must know that you are, one, being empowered, and two, you must know that the coming days ahead, trust me when I say that this is nothing. This is a walk in the park. This is a breath of fresh air. And also trust me when I say that as you're dwelling in the sacred places and the sacred spaces of the Most High, of the most highest vibrations that you can stand within, you are under the shadows of protection. And you must walk in this knowing that you are being protected in so many different ways. But yet, I must ask those of you who are out there who have made a decision that you were going to, let's just say, forfeit your birthright. And you were going to, let's just say, instead of you walking the path of the divine, walking the path of your birthright, you have made oaths with specific secret societies who, let's just say, have made you some type of promise. Is it worth it? I hope it was worth it. Because be mindful that whatever it is that you thought that you were taking in exchange for your birthright, whatever damnation that's going to fall upon you is not just falling upon you. It's going to fall upon your children, your seeds, your whole entire bloodline. So I want to ask you again, was it worth it? Was it worth you living your whole life and feeling as if you wanted to be part of a get-rich-quick scheme program? You wanted to empower yourself for temporary fame and wealth and riches of this world that are going to wither away, and material wealth that's going to wither away that moths can eat up. Was it worth it? Was it worth you conjuring up specific energies to put yourself in a position to get somewhere fast that you did not earn? For example, have you noticed that when someone goes to a casino or have a gambling addiction or wins the lottery very fast, that here it is, whoever this person is that won the lottery or has this specific gambling addiction, they will harbor in and take on that energy very, very fast without realizing that just as fast as you take on that energy, usually when someone becomes very rich or very wealthy very fast, they want to share it with everyone, without realizing that as they go to share this wealth with everyone very fast, now here it is, they throw a big party and they have all of this alcohol and all this cocaine and all of this meat at their specific barbecues and their parties that they're having, and now they're poisoning all their friends without realizing that even the meats and the barbecues and the charcoal that's inside of the meat is poison to the body. So now everyone's being poisoned. So I want to ask each and every one of you, once again, whatever it is that you have forfeited your birthright for, I hope it was worth it. Because trust me when I say we are stepping into a time where it is very, very true that the abyss, the trumpets have already been blown. The abyss, the gates of Hades have already been opened up. This is what they were talking about with CERN. There are so many of you who are still living in the world of yesterday. What is the world of yesterday? Of what even happened yesterday? What happened yesterday has nothing to do with this right now moment that has caused you to become blind, dumb, deaf, and stupid to even what is happening right in front of you. But because it's happening right in front of your very eyes, you don't even notice it. Many of you don't even notice that there's a site called WAYFAIR that is doing child trafficking and human trafficking, making you think that they're selling shelves and they're selling people, selling children, selling bodies. This is happening all around you. There's specific codes that you even push right here on the YouTube channel. And when you push those specific codes, it takes you to a dark closet that shows children being hurt, put in bathtubs of blood, bathtubs of being electrocuted with their heads and all kind of stuff, like chainsaws being chopped off. This is happening right here in front of your eyes while you're sitting there eating popcorn and ice cream. But for those of you who have forfeited your birthright for temporary pleasures and temporary fallacies and illusions of this world that you can't take with you in other realms. Trust me when I say, when you are hearing that there are fires and smokes in specific spaces, be mindful that you must ask yourself, are they covering up the second sun that is already here? You must ask yourself, our ancestors told us to watch the heavens. You will see signs in the heavens and in the sky. Have you not noticed that the moon and the sun is up at the same time? Have you not noticed? I sat up this morning in my bed, literally 4 o'clock this morning, and just watched all type of ships flying all through the sky. And I started to record it, but I was like, what's the point of recording it? Because the way it looks through the camera, it looks like a helicopter. But with the average naked eye, I'm sitting right here looking at it and it's an obvious ship. But at the same time too, what type of ship is it? What type of inner work are you doing towards yourself to tap deep within the frequencies of you, to tap within the realms of your knowing that we all feel it. Something's not right. But at the same time, there's even those of you who are out there who have been promised tickets to go underground when all this pops off. Many of y'all don't even realize that as you run underground, you are going to be, let's just say, the lunch and the dinners of those who have invited you to these underground worlds. Let's also point out the fact that for those of you and these specific government officials who do run underground, as they run underground, they're running closer to the Titanic plate. The earth is heating up. And as the earth heats up, it's become a broiler to fry them all. There's so much that is happening all around you. But hopefully you're doing exactly what you were told. You're continuing to make sure that you are exercising your mind, your body, your spirit, but yet you're not forfeiting your birthright for some type of fallacy or some type of promise that someone else promised you that you did not earn. Because trust me when I say, there are those who will to do flame keepers harm, to do the chosen ones harm, but they are sealed. They are marked with covenant birthright blood marks of an anointing on their life, but yet there are those of you who are being used as puppeteers to come after them, to attack them, to hurt, harm, and injure them, to even hurt, harm, and injure yourself. And you have no clue that you have even been used against your own better good. Whatever you were promised, because you decided to take some type of shortcut or be a part of some type of get rich quick scheme. How is it, even for you so-called Masons out there, how is it that those of you who are looking for 33 degrees, what's going on with you that you cannot see? It is so obvious that Mason means Ma's son. 33 degrees, when you have 360 degrees of knowledge and you're giving away 360 degrees for 33. Think on these things. What is it that you're including yourself in? What is it that you're being a part of? Because you're trying to be a part of something, to be included in something that is against not just your birthright, but it is the exact reason as to why the universal construct says no more. Think on these things, and these things will think on you. I love y'all. Have a beautiful ass, magical ass moment in time. And of course, may the force be with you. Nubian Divine. Bye.
Trials in life unfolding, been my one and only. Head up, fed up, from here grow.
You're welcome, mamas.
Breathe it, seek it, feel it. Battle of my heart's breathtaking. Story of my life, where from here go. Trials in life, they mold me. I tell myself I'm not gonna fold here. Girl, you're better than you know. My offer to the gods, when said and done, I make it through trials I've yet to overcome. This moment here in time, I reminisce as I pass these stairs. Trials in life unfolding, been my one and only. Head up, fed up, from here grow. Breathe it, seek it, feel it. Battle of my heart, stop breaking. Story of my life, where from here go. My offer to the gods, when said and done.